Masks. Why wearing masks is important during the COVID-19 pandemic. Masks are a simple barrier to help prevent your respiratory droplets from reaching others. Studies show that mask reduce the spray of droplets when worn over the nose and mouth. You should wear a mask even if you aren't sick, as it prevents the virus from entering your nose and mouth. Here are some basic ways on how to wear a mask. 1. Clean your hands before you put your mask on, as well as after you take it off. 2. Make sure it covers both your nose, mouth, and chin. 3. When you take off a mask, store it in a clean plastic bag. If it's a fabric mask, wash it regularly. And if it's a medical mask, dispose it in a trash bin after use.
It is advised that we should try as far as possible not to share personal items with others, especially if you are COVID positive and are quarantined. Even if you haven't necessarily tested positive, it is still imperative that nobody else touches and uses your personal items, since you might have COVID and still be asymptomatic. But what has sharing of personal items got to do with the spreading of COVID 19 germs? Let me explain. The virus can be transmitted when someone with the infection touches a surface which is then touched by a healthy person, leading to contraction of the virus. Sharing is caring, but not when the threat of a deadly virus is in consideration. So, what sort of personal items are we talking about here? Daily use articles like towels, sanitizers, face products, and clothes are a serious mode of transmission. Since germs can be easily spread through food, it is recommended that you avoid potlucks, buffets, and sharing snacks.
The following measures to contain respiratory secretions are recommended for all individuals with signs and symptoms of a respiratory infection. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing. Use in the nearest waste receptacle to dispose of the tissue after use. Perform hand hygiene, example, hand washing with non-antimicrobial soap and water, alcohol-based hand rub or antiseptic hand wash after having contact with respiratory secretions and contaminated objects or materials. Provide tissues and no-touch receptacles for used tissue disposal. Provide conveniently located dispensers of alcohol-based hand rub where sinks are available. Ensure that supplies for hand washing like soap and disposable towels are consistently available.
Handshaking is an efficient way to spread germs since we touch our faces multiple times every hour. The gesture is super efficient way to spread germs given that we also touch our faces unwittingly about 1 or 2 dozen times per hour. According to studies, we most often touch our eyes, nose or mouth. Performing the perfectly unnecessary custom of shaking someone's hand raises the likelihood that you'll infect yourself with any virus that's going around. The infection spreads through person-to-person contact. When an infected person coughs or sneezes, flying droplets can land in one's mouth or noses of those nearby. Often the droplets will be too tiny for you to notice. Another way the infection spreads is through infected surfaces. Thus, if an infected person coughs or sneezes while covering their face with their palms, and you shake hands with that person, soon after the virus might be transmitted to you.